Season 8 of Hudson Rex is officially happening, but the truth is, this new season carries a heaviness the show has never experienced before. Fans were already emotional after learning about Diesel's passing during Season 7, and stepping into a new season without the dog who brought Rex to life from day one still feels unreal. There's something about knowing that the heartbeat of the show is missing that makes this next installment both exciting and incredibly bittersweet. And while production has confirmed that filming is underway for a February 2026 release, it's impossible to ignore the emotional shift happening behind the scenes. Diesel wasn't just part of the cast, he was the essence of the series. His bond with John Reardon was something audiences could feel through the screen, something that shaped the chemistry of every single episode. So now, as Season 8 begins its journey, a new chapter is unfolding, with a different dog stepping into a role that has touched millions of fans around the world. Many people didn't even know that during the final episodes of Season 7, Diesel's health was declining. That subtle change in Rex's movements, the softness in his eyes, the slightly different rhythm, fans noticed something was off without even knowing the tragedy that was happening behind the scenes. Diesel fought hard after suffering a burst spleen, and even after surgery and weeks of constant care, the heartbreaking decision had to be made to let him go peacefully. The news wasn't revealed until filming wrapped, leaving fans stunned when they realized they had already seen his final performance. What makes all of this even more emotional is the depth of Diesel's real-life connection with John Reardon, who had already spent the year fighting his own battle with tonsil cancer. While fans saw Charlie and Rex as an inseparable duo on screen, what they didn't know was that the same connection existed off-screen. Diesel wasn't just a trained animal actor to John. He was a companion, a source of comfort during one of the most difficult periods of his life. When John opened up about their bond, describing how they could intuit each other's actions while filming, it revealed just how much of the show's magic came from their real relationship. Losing Diesel wasn't just losing a cast member, it was losing the heart of the show. And now, as Season 8 moves forward, that emotional legacy is guiding everything. The transition is delicate, and the team behind Hudson Rex knew they had one chance to get it right. That's why Diesel's trainer, Sherry Davis, kept the news private for as long as she could. She didn't want emotions spilling onto the set and affecting the dogs who were being trained to take on the role. Instead, she quietly focused on preparing Diesel's nephews, Dylan and Dante, for the tremendous responsibility ahead of them. And now, as Season 8 begins filming, Dylan is officially taking over as the primary Rex, with Dreamer handling the stunt work. It's a monumental shift, but one done with love, respect, and a deep commitment to preserving the spirit that Diesel created. Still, that doesn't change the emotional weight fans will feel when Season 8 begins. Viewers know that the dog they've watched grow, learn, and protect since Episode 1 won't be there. They know this is the start of a new era, one filled with hope, but also with the echo of everything the series has lost. At the same time, there's a powerful sense of resilience. John Reardon is returning stronger than ever after being declared cancer-free, and his comeback symbolizes something truly meaningful. After a year of personal battles, hardships, and heartbreaking loss, he's stepping back onto set with renewed strength, and fans can already feel that Season 8 is shaping up to be one of the most emotional seasons yet, not just because of the storylines, but because of the real-life journey behind them. Production is in full swing. The cast has reunited, and the energy around this new chapter is a blend of sadness, hope, and determination. Hudson Rex has survived its hardest year, and now, with Season 8 on the horizon, the show is preparing to honor the past while building something new. And trust me, the deeper you go into what's coming next, the more you'll realize that Season 8 is carrying a message fans won't forget anytime soon.
As Season 8 moves deeper into production, the biggest question on everyone's mind is how the show will handle Rex's transition on screen. The truth is, fans have grown attached to Diesel's presence in a way that's hard to replace, and even though Dylan is stepping in, the emotional impact of this change is already being felt throughout the fandom. The producers know this, the cast knows this, and the crew knows this. That's why Season 8 is being treated with a level of care that feels very different compared to previous seasons. It isn't just another chapter in the Hudson Rex story, it's almost like the beginning of a memorial season, a tribute to the dog who shaped the identity of the entire show. And even though the producers have not confirmed exactly how the season will address the shift, insiders say that the energy on set is noticeably quieter, more focused, almost as if everyone understands that they are carrying a legacy rather than simply filming another season. What's even more surprising is how much effort has gone into preparing Dylan for this enormous responsibility. Unlike Diesel, who naturally grew into Rex's character from the beginning, Dylan is stepping into a role already loved by millions. This means he must not only act but also evoke the same loyalty, intelligence, and emotional depth that Diesel brought effortlessly. According to those close to production, the training process has intensified significantly. Dylan has been working on mimicking Diesel's signature movements, his alert posture, and even the subtle quirks fans loved: the quick head tilt, the focused gaze, the gentle nudges. But at the same time, the team doesn't want Dylan to be a carbon copy of Diesel. They want him to bring his own spirit into the character while keeping the heart of Rex intact. It's a delicate balance, and that challenge alone hints at why Season 8 is expected to feel different from the very first episode. Fans who have followed the show from the beginning know just how crucial the emotional connection between Charlie and Rex is. It's the foundation of the entire series. And now, the anticipation around how John will adapt to working with Dylan adds another layer of curiosity. John Reardon has always spoken honestly about how deeply bonded he and Diesel were, so stepping back into the role without his longtime four-legged friend must be incredibly difficult. Yet at the same time, his determination to carry forward Diesel's legacy shows exactly why Hudson and Rex continues to resonate with audiences. John's recovery from cancer is not just a personal victory, it represents the resilience behind the show itself. He has described Season 8 as an emotional reset, a fresh opportunity to rebuild while honoring all that has been lost. That emotional shift is already influencing how fans expect the storylines to unfold. Many anticipate more character-driven episodes, deeper themes, and a stronger focus on the partnership between man and dog. And honestly, after everything the cast and crew endured, it wouldn't be surprising if the writers decided to incorporate some of that real-life emotion into the show. Another critical change shaping Season 8 is the atmosphere around the cast updates. Although most of the main cast is returning, there's a growing curiosity about whether new recurring characters will join to help balance the emotional transition. Rumors suggest that the writers might introduce a new forensic specialist or detective to freshen up the dynamic, but nothing has been confirmed yet. What has been confirmed, however, is that Sherry Davis will continue working closely with Dylan and Dreamer throughout filming. Her presence alone brings a sense of continuity, reassuring fans that the essence of Rex will still be protected by the same hands that guided Diesel from the very beginning. The emotional weight behind her role this season cannot be understated. She isn't just training dogs, she's preserving a legacy. And fans already appreciate the strength it took for her to hold the news of Diesel's passing quietly while working tirelessly to prepare his successors. As we look ahead, it becomes clear that Season 8 is being shaped by resilience, healing, and the commitment to carry forward something deeply meaningful. The cast is united, the production team is focused, and despite the emotional hurdles, there's an undeniable determination to make this season unforgettable. Hudson and Rex has always been about loyalty, partnership, and the bond between a detective and his canine partner. But now, it's also about remembering, honoring, and rebuilding. And the more you learn about what's happening behind the scenes, the more you realize that Season 8 might be the most heartfelt and emotionally powerful chapter the show has ever created. As filming for Season 8 continues, fans are beginning to notice how the emotional atmosphere surrounding the show is shaping not only the production, but also the expectations for what this new season might deliver. The loss of Diesel and the recovery of John Reardon have created a sense of vulnerability that fans have never seen before, and this vulnerability is influencing everything, from how scenes are written to how the cast interacts behind the camera. What's interesting is that the show's creators seem to be embracing this emotional shift rather than hiding from it. Insiders have hinted that Season 8 will focus more heavily on the bond between Charlie and Rex, almost as if the show is choosing to rebuild that connection from the ground up with Dylan stepping into the role. This isn't just a strategic creative choice, it's a way to guide fans through the transition, helping them slowly accept the new Rex without disregarding the legacy that Diesel left behind. That delicate approach is something fans have praised the show for in the past, and it's becoming even more important now. Another major element shaping Season 8 is the cast update. Even though the main team, Charlie, Sarah, Jesse, and Joe, is returning, there is growing talk about new additions being introduced to give the season a fresh dynamic. Viewers have noticed that the last season focused heavily on emotional storylines, and with everything that has happened behind the scenes, there is speculation that Season 8 might bring in a recurring character who can bring a new layer to the team. Some people believe this could be a new canine specialist or a temporary detective who joins during a complex case arc. Others think the show may bring back characters from earlier seasons for emotional closure. No official confirmation has been made, but the fact that production has kept certain roles under wraps has only fueled the suspense. The secrecy suggests that Season 8 might be holding on to one or two surprises that fans won't see coming until the season airs. And while the cast dynamic is a huge talking point, one of the most emotional behind-the-scenes details is how quickly Dylan bonded with the crew. Reports say that even though Dylan is younger and has a slightly different energy than Diesel, he has already shown the ability to focus, respond to commands, and adapt to fast-paced filming environments. Trainers have noted that he's exceptionally eager to please, which is a promising sign for his long-term future on the show. But at the same time, they are being careful not to overwhelm him. They aren't rushing the process or forcing him into Diesel's shoes. Instead, they're giving him room to grow and learn naturally. Fans will likely notice small differences in how Rex behaves this season, but those changes are part of the authentic transition the show wants to portray. John Reardon's return to set after his cancer treatment also plays a massive role in how Season 8 is unfolding. People close to the production have described his presence as stronger, calmer, and more grounded than before. After spending much of the previous year fighting for his health, stepping back into Charlie's role carries a lot more meaning for him. This renewed perspective could influence how he approaches emotional scenes, particularly those involving Rex. There's a good chance the writers will explore deeper personal storylines for Charlie, reflecting growth, healing, and resilience, mirroring John's real-life journey. Fans have always connected with the show because of its heart, and now that heart is beating stronger than ever, even through all the pain the team has endured. Another interesting shift happening behind the scenes is how carefully Season 8 is being protected from leaks. The production team is being unusually strict about spoilers, and much of the filming is happening in more controlled environments. This level of secrecy is unusual for Hudson and Rex, which typically shares frequent behind-the-scenes updates. The sudden quietness has fans buzzing with curiosity. Many believe Season 8 might include a major storyline or emotional tribute that the team wants to keep hidden until it airs. Some speculate that the first episode may directly acknowledge the shift from Diesel to Dylan, while others believe the show may choose a more subtle transition to avoid overwhelming viewers. Either way, the anticipation is growing, and fans are preparing themselves for an episode that will likely be one of the most emotional premieres the series has ever had. Even with all the changes and challenges, there's a powerful sense of hope surrounding Hudson and Rex right now. The show has faced an incredibly difficult year, yet it continues to move forward with dignity and heart. The cast is back together, the new Rex is settling into his role, and production is determined to honor Diesel while building a meaningful future. Season 8 isn't just another season, it's a chapter shaped by loss, love, and resilience. And with every update coming from the set, it becomes more clear that Hudson and Rex is preparing to deliver one of its most impactful seasons yet, one that fans will feel deeply from the very first moment. As anticipation builds for Season 8, one of the most compelling aspects is how the tone of the show is evolving in response to everything that happened off-camera. Hudson and Rex has always been lighthearted, adventurous, and family-friendly, but now there's a deeper emotional layer forming behind the scenes. This shift isn't forced, and it isn't meant to turn the series into something dark. It's simply a natural result of the real-life challenges the cast and crew went through, and honestly, viewers can already sense that Season 8 will carry a quiet strength, a maturity, and a renewed purpose. The writers understand that fans are stepping into this season with heavy hearts, and instead of pretending everything is normal, they seem to be embracing the moment with thoughtful storytelling. Longtime fans know that the show has always centered around loyalty and connection, and now those themes are more relevant than ever. It wouldn't be surprising if the new season explores Charlie's emotional journey in a more intentional way, reflecting his deeper understanding of loss and healing. After all, both the character and the actor behind him have lived through incredibly difficult moments recently, and the authenticity of that experience will undoubtedly shine through on screen. The emotional atmosphere extends beyond the cast, too. The crew, many of whom spent years working closely with Diesel, felt the loss deeply. People who were on set during Season 7 admitted that filming the final episodes without knowing the true extent of Diesel's condition was unsettling. Looking back, many have said they now understand why certain moments felt heavier, why certain scenes had a different rhythm, and why the bond between Charlie and Rex seemed to carry more weight than usual. And now, in Season 8, everyone on set is working with a renewed sense of appreciation. Those who were there from the beginning are determined to protect the legacy that Diesel left behind, while also welcoming Dylan with patience and respect. This unique combination of grief and dedication is shaping the energy of the set in a way that fans will feel, even if they can't physically see it. Another major highlight of Season 8 is how the rest of the cast is stepping up. Meiko Nguyen, who plays Sarah, has been described as one of the emotional anchors on set. She has always been a grounding presence in the show, and this season, she is reportedly adding even more depth to her character's interactions, especially during the early episodes where the tone will likely be more reflective. Justin Kelly, who plays Jesse, is also rumored to have a stronger emotional role this season. Fans may see more behind-the-scenes struggles of the forensics team, giving the audience new insight into how the characters cope with pressure and responsibility. John's recovery and Diesel's passing have brought the entire cast closer together, and insiders say this strengthened bond is translating beautifully into their performances. Kevin Hanchard, who plays Joe, has especially taken on a leadership role behind the scenes. His experience and steady presence have helped guide younger actors and new crew members, keeping the atmosphere positive despite the emotional weight of the season's production. One of the most suspenseful elements surrounding Season 8 is how the show plans to reintroduce Rex with Dylan in the role. While the team has not confirmed whether they will make an in-story explanation or simply continue as usual, there is a lot of speculation among fans. Some believe the first episode will include a subtle shift that indicates a fresh start, while others think the team might quietly transition without drawing too much attention. But the truth is, the show is walking a very thin line. If they make the transition too obvious, it might feel heavy-handed. If they make it too quiet, some viewers may feel like Diesel's legacy isn't being acknowledged strongly enough. This uncertainty is adding a layer of suspense that fans aren't used to, and they're anxiously waiting to see how the writers will strike the right balance. What everyone can agree on, though, is that Dylan's introduction will be one of the most emotional moments in the show's history.